Hello everybody, welcome to chapter 1, part A. So in this part, we are primarily focusing on the A minor pentatonic scale, or the blues scale, which is just an A minor pentatonic with a flat 5. And we will try to learn it in all the positions. So let's get started. We have the, everybody knows the scale, so the A minor pentatonic. But in this part, the way that I teach it is I really want you to understand the scale degree of each note. So whenever you play the A note here, of course you also have to know the note name. So the A is the root. The C is the flat 3. The D is the 4th degree. The flat 5, the E flat is the flat 5. The E is the 5th. The G is the flat 7. The A is the root again. So you have to be super familiar with this way of looking at the scale, and we'll be using this kind of way to discuss note choices later on. So be very familiar with this. So going on, the root here. The C, the flat 3, the D, the 4th, the E, the 5th, G, the flat 7, A, the root, C, the flat 3. Alright, so there you have it. And I'm going to expand to a few more positions. So, the closest position that I would like to expand to is this one. So whenever you play up here, you can actually shift to the 10th fret of the E, and then go back to the C note here. And actually, you already know these two notes from the previous from this shape. So the only new notes that you have to find, so the D on the 10th fret, the 4th. The C, the flat 3, the A, root, the G. Let's do one more note here. It's the E, the 5th, so that will form a coherent phrase. And one good way to connect these two patterns is to have a lick that does so. So you have the A, you have the G. Play the E with your second finger, shift down to the D, the 4th, C, the flat 3, and you can do it in reverse. So you can do C and D with your second finger, and then do it to the E, the 5th. There you go. You transition to a high position. And you can go even further up. You can do a bend here. And if you don't do the bend, you can shift. There you go. 12th fret on the high E is the 5th. So you can see that I keep mentioning the scale degree, and I really want you to get familiar with it. So the 5th, the D is the 4th. So there's a flat 5 in between. All right. So these are all the important patterns, positions. Alright, so you can connect them by employing slides. So you can have a really long lick. We'll do that very slowly. So the 12, the 11, the 10 on the high E, and then with your pinky grab the C, the 13th fret, the G, the E on the G, the 9th fret, the D, the 4th. You can go even further up, so you can do the 1.5 step bend. So if you don't do that, you can always just shift and And then grab the E again. With the third finger, you can grab the D. With the first finger, you can grab the C here. So are we in 12th position, and you can see down the page. So all right. So we could go even further up, so that we can reach an octave. So you can shift up again. So the A, the G here, the E, and then a C. And you see, most of the time I'm just focusing on the top 3 string. It's the reason is we're soloing, and we tend to use more higher notes. So and hence when I learn a scale, actually I tend to learn the higher notes first. So the way you can connect this is you can play the A here, play the G, play the E, and you can shift here. I do this a lot, so let me do it one more time. All right, so one more position. So way down here, so we have the A here on the 5th fret, the G, the E, the 5th, the D. We'll be using this quite a bit, and the G, the E, and then with my 3rd finger, I grab the D here, and then the C. And it's a good idea to be able to connect it as well to the pattern immediately adjacent to it. So if you grab the 7th fret of this pattern here, you can play these 4 notes, reaching the D here, and then you shift with your 1st finger, grab the C. You have another lick there. And then you can go up, of course. And if you have a good memory, short-term memory, what I just did was all right. So what I played is the most common used positions on the neck for this scale. And later on, when we learn the actual solos, we're going to learn 4. Actually, you'll be super familiar with the whole neck. So do not worry about, hey, I'm not covering the scale like that. So it doesn't actually, it's not very important. And we will get to that actually when we learn the learn a solo. And by actually learning a solo, you will be familiar with these positions. So for now, what I want you to do is to rewind the video and try to play everything that I just did to get familiar with the common note choices on the neck for this pattern, for this A minor pentatonic on the A blues scale. So there you have it. So just a little bit to add to what we just did. For this scale. So let's just stick to this. The flat 3, the C here, you can always do this quarter bend, meaning it's not that much. It's just a hair bit off. So it gives a very bluesy sound. So whenever you encounter a flat 3, the C, you can always bend it up by a quarter degree if you see fit. The same goes for the flat 7. So whenever you see them, you can do them that way. So you can bend it a little bit. But if you want to stay, just want to play the C note here, then it's fine also. So at least you have options. All right, that's it for part A, chapter 1, part A, and I will see you in the next part.